was listening to a podcast the other day, and was talking about asking questions or not asking questions, sort of. And the podcast was the Jocko podcast, one of my favorites. I'll reference it constantly because it's amazing. I love war. I mean, I don't love war, but I love war stories, and I love lessons of war. I find there to be just constant parallels between life and business and all kinds of stuff in war and war leadership. So I'm obsessed with reading about war and listening to stories about war, and I guess maybe that's a little bit weird. Anyways, so he talks a lot about war, and he reads a lot of war books and draws parallels and things like that. And so anyways, he was talking about questions, and I guess his question or his encouragement was to ask more questions, and don't fear of being thought a fool. And I was thinking back to certainly when I was in school, I would be the last person to put my hand up, and I'd be the first person to be totally clueless about anything the teacher was saying. I was really bad at school, and it didn't help that I didn't ask any questions. And the reason I didn't ask him any questions was quite purely because I didn't want to be thought a fool. I had too much pride, and that carried over into business in a big way. I wouldn't ask any questions, and I think that's common. I know some guys. I'm gonna shout out Dev Basu. He is a question asker. I get on calls with this guy, and he just fucking drills me with questions. I don't even get to learn about him. He's just, and I don't get to ask him any questions because he's just so busy asking me questions about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and things like that. I can't get a question in edgewise, and I love that. I love that. He's just the most successful guy, smartest dude, way miles ahead of me in so many ways. But he asks questions, and I need to make a bigger effort doing that. Certainly, one of the places I found myself asking more questions and trying, even though I'm certainly new to this jiu-jitsu gym, which can be a little bit scary at times, certainly for me. I force myself to ask questions, even though I definitely still am a little bit fearful of what people might think, or people think I'm an idiot and things like that. I will ask, and I'm starting to see it pay dividends. I'm starting to see my jiu-jitsu game step up just a little bit, and I think that has a little bit to do with questions. Certainly has a little bit to do with mat time, and now I'm trying to do that more in business. I read a lot more than I used to, mainly business books, but what I need to do is I need to force myself to get on the phone, on a Skype call, on chats with other entrepreneurs and ask them questions. I haven't figured out how I'm going to make that a regular thing, but that's definitely one of my priorities this year, is just however I go about it, to ask a lot more questions. And I encourage you to do the same, and not to worry so much. I mean, fuck them. Who cares what people think? Just ask questions, learn, expand your mind, better yourself. That's my thoughts for today.